time I asked her to start filming for me and my, no, not filming, no. I asked her to take a picture of me and my friend after I spoke at my graduation. So like, it was a big moment for me. And this was a close friend, and I was like, hey Mom, would you take a picture? She goes, yes. And instead I have a video of almost looking at her. And then the video goes down by my mom's hip for like, however long it was.
I did the same thing to my husband one time.
Did you?
I was videotaping, they had a Navajo Indian who was one of the code talkers in World War II.
Code talker?
They used the native language of the Navajos to get past the Germans, to give messages. Yes.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh, no.
And this guy was still alive, he's in his 80s, right? And Tom, my husband Tom, got him to come here to speak, and they did it at the Mashantucket Pequot Museum. Okay. And so Tom said to me, will you videotape this event? Sure. So I'm videotaping, they're introducing him, the guy comes up and he says, whenever we come visit, we like to give a gift to those people that we're visiting. And so he pulls out this beautiful Navajo woven blanket.
A moment you can't recreate.
Right. And he gives it to the head of the Mohegan, Pequot people. Yeah. Right. And then he's got another one. He's going to give it to my husband. And I went, oh! Yeah. I missed the entire thing.
You were just so excited in the moment.
Oh, sorry.
We didn't get it.
You gotta not make me snort while you're doing this, because
my mom is.
Can you edit out the
first
snorts?
time being camera crew.
Right.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
And thank you for your time and for your stories. That was an awesome story. Didn't even ask for that story. That was on the house. And you guys operate a storytelling company. Is company the right word?
Well, it's a non-profit. We call it the Connecticut Story Telling Center.
Tell me what you guys do. Tell me a story.
Our mission is to preserve the ancient art of storytelling, which is still relevant today. Yeah. It holds the wisdom of people as soon as they could speak, people started telling stories. Yeah. And so we celebrate storytelling in 3 major ways through here. One is we have an annual festival, which is for adults. Okay. The second is we have a program called Telebration, where we partner with other organizations and bring a storyteller to them who we think will fit them.
Oh, so like send in an agent.
Yeah, like if it's an historical society, somebody who tells a story from history. If it's a daycare center, somebody who can deal with little kids. Oh, cool. Like that. And the third thing, which is our biggest program, is our schools program. Okay. We send storytellers into the schools to tell stories, but to get the kids to talk about the stories, to retell the stories, to, so make up their own story.
You're not just telling the story, you're demonstrating how a story is told, and then you want the kid to demonstrate the skill.
Yes, and to discuss, to talk about what the story is about.
And sink it in deeper.
Yes, and to give them literacy skills without a book. Yes. So they don't have the fear of, I don't know how to read.
There's no anxiety, it's just fun. How long have you been doing it?
I've been the executive director of this organization since 1999. Oh, wow. And before that, I was the education program manager. Okay. But all along my whole life, since I graduated from high school, I've been working with kids, telling stories and singing songs.
Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. Can I ask, I know this would be a really hard question. Could you list a couple stories that you just love? Whichever one's come to mind first will kind of answer my question.
One is called Paco and the Witch. Okay. And the other one is a simple finger play called Mr. Wiggle and Mr. Waggle.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. What's a newer story that you've come into contact with that you're going to start to integrate into your world?
Well, I would say that's a problem because
There are no good stories anymore?
Oh, there are plenty of good stories. I have no time.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Okay, so you could use someone who reads the stories and brings you the sound bites, essentially. Gives you business pitches.
No, I need the time to peruse
yourself
the books. Yes.
But that's classic delegation, and that's how you scale up. You gotta find someone you trust.
Yeah. To do my research for me?
Essentially. What's one facet of storytelling that you and my mom just really have and you're proud of?
I think we both believe that storytelling can help people connect to each other.
Yeah.
And it's fun to do it with kids.
Yeah.
Because they are more open to being connected than adults
they're
are.
genuine, they're authentic, they're
So you're telling a story that means something to you for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And you're bringing the joy you have of that story to other people, and that reminds them of something in their life, and then they tell you about that, and it starts to, so it's giving it to the kids, getting them to give it back, and getting them to give it to each other. That's the hardest part, for them to listen to one another. Yeah.
And thank you so much for your time and for telling your stories and for telling your story here. And I'm gonna try to carry the torch.
Cool.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome. Bye.